All right, what's up, DVW fam? So we got a very exciting episode coming to you guys today. We're currently in downtown Los Angeles right now, and LA is the land of international food, a lot of diverse cultures and cuisine here. And today we're trying out the Park's Finest barbecue for some Filipino fusion American barbecue. So really excited. Let's go inside and check it out. Let's go. All right, so we got Noel here, one of the pit masters here at the Park's Finest. He's gonna be showing us what we got here today.
What's up, DVW fam?
Yes, sir. Nice to meet you, bro.
Man? All right.
See that one more time. Oh, wow! Look at all that smoke.
So here we have the beef chuck that we smoked for about 16 hours, and this is what we used for the coconut beef. So we cut it, we cube it up, and then we put it in the cocoa stew, and then we continue smoking the whole stew for another 16 hours overnight. And then we just have some tri-tip finishing up here. So here we got some beef short rib smoked for 16 hours and the beef tri-tip as well. So this is our roasted chicken. Whoa. And our pork hot links, our longanisa.
Oh, see, longanisa here.
Mild spicy and medium spicy. So usually we torch it first so we can get that char.
All right, so we got Noel here. Can you please tell us a little bit about your story and Park's Finest?
So we started off as a catering company in 2008. Then from there, we opened up shop 2012. Before then, John Eric, who's a good friend of mine, he started doing backyard boogies for friends, family. And they said, well, why don't you just open a restaurant? And then years later, here we are. So yeah, I mean, I love to work here. This is an awesome place, and I'd have to say I'm very proud to be working here.
And this cuisine looks very unique. Like I was telling the audience, you can only find things like this, crazy fusion food in LA. And what would you describe the Park's Finest cuisine as?
Food we grew up with. People say, oh, barbecue fusion. But yeah, you know, you could call it barbecue fusion, but we grew up with the esquite, the elote man, you know, and the barbecue sauce, that was John Eric's father's recipe. The coconut beef was his mother's recipe. So, you know, it's just Filipino soul food.
Filipino soul food, I like that.
Yeah.
Filipino soul food here at Park's Finest.
Yeah,
all right.
So hope you guys enjoy.
I appreciate you.
All right. No
what we got here, Mr. Noel?
All right, so here we have the smoked Gouda mac and cheese, the cornbread bibinka, the coconut beef, the corn esquite, and you got your pork platter. You have your smoked pulled pork, and your hot link medley with the sweet longanisa and the spicy. You got your pork ribs here. All right.
Crazy. Stop there.
Another one. So you have your beef short rib and your tri-tip.
Wow.
Okay, and then we have your sauces that come along with it. So we have your horseradish crema sauce that goes along with the beef. And then we have your sweet and spicy pineapple tomato barbecue sauce with brown sugar. And that pairs well with both meats. And then last but not least, your vinegar soy sauce with garlic and chilies. And that also pairs well with both meats.
This looks amazing.
All right. Yeah, no problem. Enjoy, guys.
All right, guys. You heard the man, Noel. Filipino soul food here in LA. Look at the spread. It looks absolutely banging. This is LA culture to a T. Fusion American Filipino soul food. And this is crazy. Look at the spread right here. So Noel already gave us a little intro on all of the meats. What really stands out to me is this cocoa beef right here. That is, Mama Lea's coconut beef right there. That smells amazing. And these sides right here, esquites and Noel smoked Gouda mac. And of course, Filipino food, you gotta have a mountain of rice to eat everything with it. So let's just go in, guys. I saw them torch this short rib right here. It looks absolutely amazing. I'm gonna take a really fatty piece. Look at this. I love my short ribs really fatty. Let's just try this out. Oh man, that just melted. You taste the smokiness right away from the meat. Oh my gosh, I gotta take another piece of that. There's a bunch of sauces too, but I don't even need any sauces. Let me get actually a more lean piece. So after they smoke it, Noel in the back, he torched it even more to get that nice crisp on it. Let's try this out. That was the leanest piece of the whole short rib, and it was still very juicy, but the key is that smokiness just smacks you in the face with all the smokiness. So I'm gonna try all the meat itself before trying all the Filipino sauces, but whew, we're off to a great start. Let's take a piece of this tri-tip right here. Surprisingly, really tender for that tri-tip. Tri-tip's of course leaner than short rib, but it's all about that smokiness. You get the taste of smokiness to, you know, all the meats. I guess that's that American barbecue side of it. So, ooh, you see this little calamansi plate right here? This is like a, kind of reminds me like a boodle fight with the banana leaf at the bottom. If you guys didn't know what a boodle fight is, like a big banana leaf spread of meat, pork usually on a table, and it's called boodle fight because you're kind of fighting with all these people with your hands to kind of grab the food. So we got all the pork right here. So there's some longanisa as well as American pork. So just pop a piece in my mouth. Like I said, I gotta pay homage to Filipino culture by eating with some rice. I usually do low carb, but Filipino food, yeah, I eat with rice. Oh, that one is really spicy sausage. Because it's spicy, I don't think that's a longanisa. I think it's one of the American ones. Try this one. That's the one. You can tell the longanisa is because it's sweeter. It's like that sweet and savory sausage. This one's the best so far, but they all have a lot of flavor. That's why I like to eat my sausages with rice. This is Filipino food at its finest, guys. Just, it's so simple. Like rice and sausages is just bangs. One of my favorite breakfasts is, I predict in the future Filipino breakfast is gonna jump up there in American culture because it's so simple. Longanisa, sunny side up eggs, and some steamed rice, soy sauce, fire. One of my favorite breakfast items, and for my Filipinos, if you know, you know. Alrighty, let's try this right here. So it's some of the pork ribs right here. Let's try this out. I know that they're gonna do pork right because pork is a staple in Filipino cuisine, and also another homage to Filipino food. Southeast Asians do this too, but sometimes they eat their rice without utensils with their hands. So I'm just gonna pick at this with my hands too. I mean, barbecue with your hands and rice with your hands. Makes it much more convenient. Alrighty, let's try some of this. Looks like Kalua pig, but some smoked pork. So you guys know, in a lot of Hawaiian cuisine, there's a lot of Filipino fusion too. So this might be Kalua pig. Let's try it out. It's extremely tender. Maybe it's not Kalua pig because Kalua pig has that distinct, you know, earthy taste on it because they smoke in the ground, but really, really tender pulled pork. Can't wait to try all the sauces, by the way, because the meat already has a very balanced flavor. So we're gonna try out the sauce for you guys after. Alrighty, so one of the standouts here is the Mama Lea's coconut beef. It's the star. We got Brian in the back. This is his recommendation and this is his favorite dish. So let's try it out. Mama Lea's coconut beef. This is crazy. You definitely need rice with this one because there's so many savory, crazy flavors to this. Back in the kitchen, you saw that big pot braising or stewing this coconut sauce. So it's beef adobo with Mama Lea's coconut sauce. I haven't had anything like this. This kind of reminds me of like Thai cuisine in a way, but I could tell it's adobo. It's just sweet, savory, rich. Oh man, that is amazing. With all those sauces, you got to clean it up with the rice to soak up all the flavors. This coconut beef, I can't move past it. It is amazing. The beef adobo too, you can tell they was stewed, braised for a while because it's super tender, just melts apart. I can see why this is Brian's favorite dish. No doubt, 10 out of 10 dish, banger. All right, let's try, I think the last meat item I haven't tried is these pork ribs right here. Well, this is the spare rib right here. Bark is really crispy. Fall apart level 7, but super smoky and flavorful. I think that's the key to all these dishes here. Super flavorful and smoked. All right, so let's try to esquites right here. Some esquites. Let me get some of this mac too. So, you know, with barbecue, the sides are just as important as the mains, right, Brian?
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're in Texas, Louisiana, the South, Arkansas, there's that all-American smoked meat, but you can't just be eating all meat. You got to do some of the sides. And we are in LA, so an homage to LA. We also got some Mexican fusion, some esquites right here. Mexican, basically like stuffed corn. Let's try it out. It's Parmesan cheese, so on top there's like some crispy cheese. I'm sure they torched it. Some cayenne pepper, but corn itself really sweet and pops. A bunch of mayo on it too. Try some of this Gouda mac. There's a lot of Parmesan ingredients in here. I'm surprised. Maybe some Italian fusion too. It's mac Gouda, my type of mac. I like my macaroni shells, huge, large, pasta-like, really cheesy. A great carb to go with all your meats. Really rich and savory. We got some cornbread here too. This is cornbread bebinka. So I always argue with my friends when I eat cornbread, like some people call it dessert, some people call it an appetizer or a side. I consider it as a dessert, so I'm gonna keep it at the end. Comment down below, let me know what you guys consider cornbread as a dessert, side, appetizer. I vote dessert. So I know Brian's dying behind the camera, so let's see what he thinks. So you guys requested Brian to be back on the channel, and he's back. If you guys have seen Brian before, you guys would know he's an LA local. He recommended me this spot, and you know, being an LA local, you try a lot of different types of international cuisine, right?
I do, and I'd say barbecue is, you know, right up there and as far as some of my favorite. But Asian barbecue, it doesn't get any better than that.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so this is Brian's favorite dish. Let's see what he thinks about the coconut beef.
The thing with the cocoa beef, which is my favorite dish here, if you put this on cardboard, it would still be delicious and I would eat it. So, growing up as a kid, you know, I'd go cocoa for Cocoa Puffs. As an adult, I go cocoa for cocoa beef.
Oh, I like that. Hey, but I will have to critique Brian for one thing. He's breaking a Filipino cardinal rule. You gotta eat adobo with rice. You gotta throw some rice onto that dish. All right. But yeah, when you have a saucy dish like that, you need some steamed rice to soak up all that goodness.
Yeah, right? Maybe a little corn?
Some esquites?
Yeah, let's do that. There we go. Colorful, make the plate a little colorful.
Yes, sir.
This is esquites. You got the full umami going on here. That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, give it up, Brian, the score. The coconut beef. You said it's your favorite. I gave it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Yeah, no brainer.
All right, so this is the vinegar soy with garlic and chilies.
Then you have the sweet and spicy pineapple tomato barbecue sauce with brown sugar.
Sweet and spicy pineapple barbecue sauce.
Tomato base.
Tomato base, yes sir.
And then you have the knama, the horseradish knama.
Horseradish, wow. All right, we're gonna go in on the sauces. I was recommended to try the pork with the pineapple tomato base sweet and spicy sauce. So that's a fusion sauce in itself. Let's try this out. First bite, that sauce just smacks. You taste a lot of that tomato in there. It almost tastes like a thick spaghetti sauce, but a lot thinner, and definitely some sweetness in there from the pineapple. That kick has arrived. It is sweet and spicy. I was wondering when it was coming. It came. So let's try the short rib with the vinegar soy. You guys know, Filipino cuisine has a lot of vinegar in it, so let's try this out. That short rib is something else, guys. Crazy. It honestly doesn't even need the sauce, but that extra vinegar, soy, garlic gives it that extra flavor. If you guys are flavor fiends, so I'm gonna do a tri-tip with some horseradish. That woke me up. Give it that extra refreshing pop. Can't go wrong with horseradish for me. But out of those sauces, I definitely go for that tomato pineapple sauce. Super unique. Oof. But guys, seriously, this Filipino soul food barbecue is bomb. I'm gonna give a DVW score of everything. To me, the standout is that coconut beef, 10 out of 10. Torch short rib, especially when you add the sauce on it. Also crazy, really fatty, flavorful. I give that solid 9.2 out of 10. But the sides are where the fusion lies. Ooh, bars. So that esquites, the mac, crazy. Just that whole platter, guys. All the adobo, sausages, the pork, add that sauce in there. It's great smoked meats. Like, that's where that American part of the barbecue comes in. All the meat is just really, really smoky, and then you get that touch, that extra leaven from the Filipino fusion. Guys, I have to revisit this pulled pork right here because reinvigorating it with this sauce, rehydrating it, it actually bumps up one full DVW score. Oh my gosh. This is a pulled pork confit, so it isn't Kahlua pork, but super moist, flavorful, and it doesn't have like that porky odor to it. Honestly, I'm not even a pulled pork fan. Sometimes it can be too dry or it can have like a funky taste or like a gamey porky taste, but this one's solid 9 out of 10, especially with that sauce. This pork confit is bussin'. It's crazy. But all this meat, Noel described it as Filipino soul food, comfort food, and Brian said something really interesting right now. I was thinking about it while I was eating it. It kind of reminds me of like Thanksgiving food, like very comforting soul food. And Brian said he'll have this meal over a Thanksgiving feast any day, and I agree. Will make for some really good Thanksgiving food. Filipino soul food at its finest for sure. Salud. We're going in on all of this soul food. It could be a little heavy, so we got a beverage to watch it down. There's Filipino fusion brews too. This is from a Filipino brewery. Noel just poured it up for us. This is an ube lager, guys. That's crazy. My first time having a ubrew, an ube beer. I love ube anything, dessert, snack, ube mochi, ube flavored everything, but never had a ube beer before, so salud. Let's try it out. I'm actually kind of interested to try this out. Let's try it out. Oh man, that's confusing. Definitely taste the brew, but it almost tastes like a ube juice. Almost like a ube cider. You taste a lot of the ube though. I feel like you're drinking an ube dessert, but it's a beer. It's very tasty. I have to see the alcohol content. Oh, it's not on here. It's very dessertish. You taste more of the ube flavor than the lager flavor for sure. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing if you guys, depending on what flavor you like, but I'll get back to you after I figure out what the percentage of alcohol in there is, but it's pretty good. I would say it's more like ube seltzer juice. All right, update on that ube lager. It's 5%, so that's actually a medium alcohol content for a beer, and you do taste more of that ube, so definitely adds more brownie points to the DVW score, because at first I thought it was maybe like really low in alcohol content, like 2 or 3, because it's so tasty, but it's 5%. And the brewery, I believe, is called Encanto, and it is a Filipino-based and owned brewing company. Salud. It's interesting flavors, like almost too tasty for a beer, so give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. All right, Brian's trying the cornbread. What team are you on? Do you consider cornbread a dessert, appetizer, side, or something else, or a main?
I'm gonna say it's a side. This is a little bit sweeter, but still super delicious. You know, you gotta go with the protein, you gotta go with the side. Maybe I just need to train my brain to say, you know, dessert or something. But yeah, the corn, the mac and cheese, and this cornbread are amazing. I don't even mind it a little bit sweet because it sort of umamis the meat.
Yeah, and that's why I love my cornbread sweet and moist, and that's why I consider a dessert. I prefer sweet cornbread, so we're gonna have to agree to disagree on that one. But comment down below, guys. Are you team cornbread for dessert or appetizer? All right, because I consider this cornbread dessert, no matter how full you are, you gotta finish off with dessert. But they actually have real dessert here too. They have ube flan and pandan flan, but we're gonna try this cornbread. This is the Anne's cornbread bibingka. So it's baked on a banana leaf, so that's the little fusion. There's a banana leaf down here if you guys can see it, and there's some coconut milk in here, so let's try this out. Definitely dessert for me. There's a nice crust on the top, some caramelized sugar, but really moist and has a perfect touch of sweetness. Not too sweet, but that's that coconut milk for you. Really spongy too. Has a nice chew. It's not super flaky. I don't like my cornbread like falling apart. Solid 9.1 out of 10. This is fire. All right, this is their menu, guys. Pretty fair prices for smoked delicious meat. This is the protein, so you order them a la carte. There's some that are market price, but most of them are just a la carte prices. And these are the prices for the sides and all that. So I would have to tack on a few DVW points for the prices, because being in downtown LA, right next to Dodger Stadium, great location, pretty decent prices for the quality of food you get. All right, so I'm stuffed. Just had our Filipino American fusion barbecue feast here. So it's only right to give you guys our final DVW score. Really like the Filipino soul food, those extra Filipino flavors, and pairing it with, you know, American smoked tender meats. Can't hate on that. So overall DVW score for this place, I give it a solid 9.1 out of 10 DVW score. So yeah. If you guys like this video, please like it. Comment down below which spots we should try next in LA or elsewhere in the world, and subscribe for more DVW food and travel vlogs. Comment down below too, Dodgers or Angels. Deuces.